Okay, let's get started with classwork 8. I want you to first read these problems before you start looking for the words per and each and a. We got to understand two things. It just came to me. When you look at pattern number 1, and this is a refresher from the video prior to this, pattern number 1 tells you that it's going to look like y equals mx plus b. And we've already learned that when you see the word per, when you see the word h or a, and when you see the word each, that you are looking at the slope, that number is the slope. We know that. We know that. Okay. When you are looking at pattern number 2, and it's in standard form, whatever number is next to per, it's not the slope. It just means put it next to a letter. So if it's next to per, put it next to a letter. And for those that are saying, Miss, I don't understand when you use the letters and not the numbers, let me put it in number form. For D equals 20. Okay, so let's say that in this problem it was $2 per week. So this is $2 per week. This 2 right here, that's M. That's the slope. That's how you knew to put it here. Okay? When you get to this problem, when you see $3 for each hot dog or hamburger, that 3 is not the slope. This is in standard form. You are not going to see the slope when you are in standard form. It just means put this 3 next to whatever letter or subject it's talking about. So now let's go ahead and do number 1. I want you to pick a pattern 1, 2, or 3 when you read it. The Pierce family is deciding between 2 lawn care services. Green Lawn charges a $69 setup fee plus $35 per month. The grass team charges $44 setup fee plus $57 per month. Okay, go ahead and pick a pattern. Now, it's going to be hard for you to pick a pattern if you didn't watch the video prior to this. But here are the problems we did from that video. Pattern 1, they were solved for y and y equals mx plus b form. Pattern 2, they were in standard form. And in pattern 3, it was one of each. So now that I've refreshed your memory or shown you, for those that didn't watch the first video, can you pick the pattern? That's correct. Number 1 would be pattern number 1, which means they both need to be solved for y. This was pattern number 1. Pattern number 1. So that means you should already know something is going to equal something, something plus something. That's your setup. Okay, so now what goes where? Whatever goes in the M spot, we know is next to per. So the M spot is here. That means 35 is our M, our slope. We also know that 57 is next to per, so 57 goes in the M spot. Okay, now that you've gotten that out of the way, let's pick our letters. We really should have done that first, but I know how you guys have, you think you do what you know first. So now let's pick the letters. Pick the words in this problem that would help you or help this equation make sense. We're talking about lawn services. I need to pick, I'm the Pierce family, and I need to figure out which company am I going with. So who remembers what we always call this? That's right, it's called the total. So if this is called the total, you could use T for total, or we could use charges for how much we're gonna each company is gonna charge. So we could use C. So I'm gonna use C. And then we're gonna do per month. What is month? Month is M. Month is M. So I'm gonna put month. So C represents how much is being charged. M represents how many months. Okay, so now how can we get to the total if we're already doing $35 per month? Well, it says plus a startup fee, meaning a one-time fee of $69. So 69 goes there. My question, do you put an F next to the 69? And the answer is no, you do not. And let's talk about why. In class today, a student asked, well, why isn't the F there? The word fee is next to 69. Don't you always just put a letter next to the number? And I explained. Today is Monday. If I asked you for $50 today, do you give me $50 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and every day for the rest of your life? And he looked at me like I was crazy and said, heck no. And you're right, I would hope not, because I only asked for $50 for the first time, for that day, for today. When would you give me a continuous amount of money? When I specified it, I'd have to say, give me $50 every day. Or give me $50 each day. Or give me $50 per day. And I know some of y'all saying, can you get away from that day, maybe a month? Because, you know, my pockets ain't got, I understand, so let's change it to month. It doesn't matter whether it's each, a, or per. I'm still specifying, give it to me more than one time. So when you go back and you look at this problem and you see a startup fee of $69, that's a one-time thing. That's that $50 you gave me for that Monday. It has nothing to do with the additional. That's why it says plus. What you're doing every month is at $35. Before you can even use Green Line, you have to give them $69. So that's a startup fee. Then we read Grass Team. They want you to start off with $44. No matter how many months you use, 1 or 10 months, you still have to pay $44. Once you pay that $44, you're done with that. That's a one-time fee. Then you're going to pay addition to that plus the $57 a month. So no letter goes on the 69 or the 44 because it's a one-time fee. And now it's y equals mx plus b form. Let's do number 3. Write the system of equations that satisfy the word problem. The hamburger buns cost $1.50 per package, and the hot dog buns cost 70 cents per package. You will spend $15 for 16 packages. Okay, I know you guys see the per, and that's the first thing you jump into. So we know that this is going to have a letter next to it, and this is going to have a letter next to it. Great. Now, what letters are they going to be? Okay, well maybe if you're not sure, let's pick a pattern. Is it pattern 1, pattern 2, or pattern 3? Okay, pattern 1. There was only a week per week on one of them. Both of them didn't have a letter. Let's see if we can look at pattern number 2. I'm sorry, let me bring it down so you can see. A week per week. Hold on, y'all.
And Jahida Rojas, if you're in the building, please come to the main office. Luis Rojas and Jahida Rojas, if you're in the main office, if you're in the building, please come to the main office.
Okay, back to the video. So 20 a week, 30 per week. The A is there, the per is here. So I don't see it on the 125. I don't see it on the 95. On this one, I see 2 for each hot dog, 3 for each hamburger bun. Now, I don't see the word each, I don't see the word per, I don't see the word a, but it's implied, meaning I'm paying $2 every time I get a hot dog. So that is a per, that is the a, that is the each. That means it gets a letter. And it happened for this one, and it equaled a total. This one here did the same thing as 2 lengths, or 2 widths, it equaled a total. So it's either pattern 2 or pattern 3. So I'm good enough, I'm satisfied with that. It's either pattern 2 or pattern 3. I have an idea of what it kind of looks like. So the hamburger buns cost $1.50 per package. How would we write that? 150 H. Good job. And the hot dog buns cost, so I'm adding on to it, 70 cents per package. So I'm going to use D maybe for hot dogs. So let me go ahead and write that down so I know what I did. So I did hamburger buns and then D, hot dog buns. And put hot dog buns. Okay. And now, if I spend $1.50 for the hot dogs, every time I buy a package, it's $1.50. And then every time I buy a package for the hot dogs, it's 70 cents. When I read the next sentence and it says you will spend $15 for 16 packages, am I going to set this equal to 15 or 16? Which one makes sense? And am I going to say 16 packages will equal how much money I spent on each one? Or how much money I spent on each one will equal how much I spent in all? Yeah, how much I spent in all. Remember, if it's money, it's all going to go in the same equation. Then I have a 16 package. I have 16 packages left. What do I do with that? Because there are no other numbers in this problem. Well, if H stands for hamburger buns and D stands for hot dog buns, how do you put that together with 16 packages? If you add the hamburger buns plus the hot dog buns, that will give you a total of 16 packages. And you're done. So this was actually pattern number 2, when both of them were solved for standard form. Okay, let's do number 5. Write the system of equations that satisfy the word problem. Okay, when you see the perimeter of a rectangle is 15, do not write P equals 15 because that's not what it means. You have to replace P with the formula 2L plus 2W. So let's do that. And remember, is the equal sign. Finally, equation 2, you just follow the words. The length, so L is, put it in equal, 3, then minus for less than 4 times, 4, multiplication sign, the width. I've already taught you that 4W and 3 need to switch places. So the final answer is L equals 4L minus 3. 4W, sorry, I made a mistake. 4W minus 3. Don't switch the 4 and then the 3 and leave the W. Make sure that the W goes with the 4. Okay, so we're done and we'll go to problem 6 next.